code. Does it?
It's twice unlocked.
7035. Hello and welcome. It is another edition of Whiteboard Wednesday. It's Leon Street in the house coming at you live and direct. Are we all good behind the cameras, Adam? All right, cool. So I believe we're streaming on Facebook, we're streaming on Instagram. Welcome to another edition of Whiteboard Wednesday. If you're just jumping on, and I just want to shout out everybody who's also watching this exclusively as we record all of our trainings for our private members on our Vortex Plug and Play program. So if you want to find out more about Vortex Plug and Play for your small business owner, coach or consultant, just get in touch with us, comment, message, whatever. But today's topic is 3 ways to price your services without losing money. Now, pricing is a big thing for a lot of business owners, and especially a lot of the business owners that I speak to. And also it's a place where you can fall down and have a guess what, I've been there. You price yourself either out of profit, you price yourself in to beat competition, or you price yourself feeling confident, and then before you know it, the project's fully underway, and before you know it, you're not making any money and all you're doing is cash flowing. And sometimes there is a case for cash flowing your business just to get some cash in for movement so you can get other things going. But then there are other instances where that's not actually going to help. So there are 3 ways that you can price your services, and whether you're a coach, consultant, or just a business owner, if you have products or programs, this can also be taken into account. But what I would say is that this is mainly for any types of coaching, consulting, just service where you deliver directly. You know, if it's a professional service like an accountant, solicitor, even taking that into consideration can be done with what I'm about to take you through. If it's the first time with me on a Whiteboard Wednesday, it's simply around about 10-15 minutes where we just break down one of the challenges or many challenges that business owners, coaches, consultants face. You know, I just give you those key steps that you can take to, you know, put into place, put into action, whatever it is, just to move your business forward. So I've got 3 key things I want to cover today as part of the training, and let's get into this. So the first one is, and it's probably the obvious one for a lot of people, and I'm just going to jump straight into it. It's pricing yourself. Let me just use a different colored pen here. So pricing yourself based on time. Now, this is the common one. This is where most people actually start, based on time. They set a specific hourly rate or a daily rate. And so let me just put this in. So we're talking hourly or daily. Is everything coming through okay, Adam?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've just noticed, guys, as I'm filming this, the laptop over here, which is also streaming on Facebook, it seems to have frozen. We're still live over there? Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, we'll see. We'll play it by ear and see how we get on. So anyway, the first one is, it's pricing based on time. And guys, I'm super prepared for all of this, as you can see. I've even got my notes ready. So there's a couple of things I just wanted to break down for you and just remind myself. Profit. So the first thing with time is to make sure you use this calculation here. Profit plus overheads plus, and there is one final thing I want to get, labor. Right, so this is the, which I would class as the time formula. So if you're pricing yourself based on time, here's a really cool formula to use. And I know this is going to help a lot of people, because I've been in this position where I've priced things and I've priced them not considering what is the profit that I'm getting. I've done it more based on hourly rate, where I'm just charging for my time, but I'm not actually charging for my time plus profit. And so, you know, whether you're established or new, this is ultra important to make sure you factor in. And I'm not talking like, oh, you make, you know, extra 5, 10, 15 pound per hour for the time that you're working. It's really calculating what is the profit that you want to earn. Now, pricing yourself based on time, hourly or daily rates, the formula is simple. You take profit that you do want to earn, either for the hour or daily rate, or either or. Overhead, so the costs of your business, you know, whether you have an office like we're in today, electric, phone, staff, all of those things, and you look at your overheads from the point of view of what your daily overheads are or your hourly overheads are going to be, plus your labor costs. And your labor costs are going to be, you know, the people that you have to have on that project, whether they are your team, whether they're outsourcers, freelancers, whatever. This is something that you do need to make sure you factor in. So when you're pricing based on time, use this simple formula. Put in the profit that you do want to earn, plus the overheads of your business, plus the labor costs, the costs of having people, so team members, internal on your team or external to your business. It really doesn't matter, but use this one. It's the first step. Now, I've been here before where I've priced projects based on hourly, daily rate, and all I've done is considered my overheads and labor. I've also been here where all I've done is priced for time based on labor. And after the project was finished, at first it seemed like, yeah, it's a really great, you know, project. I'm getting paid per hour. But then being paid just for the labor, your actual time on the project, I actually found out, well, that wasn't actually so good. Then I started to learn and think about overheads. You know, I've been doing business for over 10 years now. And then here's where the real breakthrough came in. Not only was I looking at profit I earned on overheads and profit I would earn on labor, I was looking at actual profit I wanted to add on top. And this was important then, because it would make everything worthwhile. So if you're pricing based on time, use this formula, and this is how you will not lose money when it comes to time, based on hourly and daily. Yeah. Right. The next thing is this one. It's, if I just remember. So let's get this right. So pricing based on each project you have. So let's do this. Now this one's pretty interesting, and it can also be a bit tricky, especially if you're new. If you're established, you kind of know, you know, the lay of the land, as they say. You'll know the kind of things that people are asking for, how much projects cost, and various things. But with projects, there are a few things as well, and I'll just refer back to my notes. I've got a few today. And projects is all about knowing what the costs are going to be, the associated costs. So I'm just going to put here costs of running. So this is for any project. So a client comes to you, you've got a project, and you're pricing based on the project. Now, the real cool thing is that you can still use the profit plus overheads plus labor formula from time and factor that into the project. The difference is, generally with a project, there are going to be a number of moving parts. It's not just you showing up like you've got when you're pricing based on time. The project has got to factor into, you know, teams, services, software, any additional things that need to go into it. So what I'd say here is, whenever you have a project, you want to make sure that you use this formula here, what I've used for time, as your base, yeah, and then factor everything else into the project. Because what you don't want is to have a project, feel like it's going to be a good earner, and then before you know it, it runs over. You've got to put in here, and I'll just put this, make sure I'm spelling it right, and even if I'm not spelling it right, it really doesn't matter. You've got to put a caveat into your contract, into the offer that you're putting forward to your client, and the caveat is there has got to be some rules, some stipulations. There's got to be, the project runs only so far. If the project overruns by either budget spend, unforeseen circumstances, there's got to be some way for you to break and speak to the client, not break the contract, but break, to pause, to find out, you know, why are things not going the way they need to go. And so this is very important when you're pricing based on project. You don't have to sell your soul, yeah, when you're doing project pricing, because it can happen. I've been there, where in the end I finished a project because of integrity, and actually I've ended up with zero negative profit because of the integrity. But hey ho, that's life. You know, you live by the sword, you die by the sword, and one of my values is integrity. But what I'm saying to you guys is, I learned from, you know, what I've done in the past, and one of those key things is to make sure you do have a caveat. Make sure you put yourself in there, a break clause, so that, you know, you give yourself the opportunity to be straight up and honest with the client. And then there may be other things. You may price a project based on the project itself, but there may be issues that the client is facing that holds up the project and therefore delays you and everything else that you do. Maybe you have other clients you've got to serve, and therefore it has an impact on you. So maybe you've got caveats to deal with when clients are not responding or doing their side of whatever the project is that you've got to do. Right. So here's the final one, and this is a really important one, guys, because this is where some magical stuff can happen, like wizardry, fairies, spells. I'm joking, guys. It's value. But seriously, value does offer some real opportunities, and I'm just going to refer back to my notes, trusty notes again. Is the cool thing is that when you price based on value, it's the results. You're pricing and they're agreeing to your price based on the results you're going to help them get. So hopefully you can see that. So when it comes to pricing and value, you're going to be paid based on results you help them get. Yeah. So this is all about, if I can write this here. So perceived versus time. And I'm going to break this one down even more, guys, so I'll explain this. So when it comes to value pricing, it's based on someone's perceived perception of you and what the results that you're going to help them get is valued to them. So how valuable is that result to them? Now, this is really important because you need to understand the client. You need to understand the client inside and out, because at this point where you're going down the route of how valuable is this to them, you need to know the ins and outs of the client. You need to know their profitability, the leads, anything that is specific to do with the service that you're going to provide, whether it is, even at this point, time or project based. You need to know the client, because if you don't know the client, you're going to set yourself up for some real challenges, because here's the thing. When you price based on getting them a result, that result may be small, which I hope it isn't for you, but here's the flip, it could be huge. Now, if you're going to help somebody get a huge result, that means that there are other opportunities in pricing based on value, and here are the other opportunities. You may have a base rate. So a base rate is kind of like the base amount that you're paid, plus, and I'm going to call this one, plus commission. And I'll just get this so we can just highlight these here a bit. So with the value, you can price based on a base rate, and then you can price based on a commission. So you can couple these two together. So imagine you get paid based on this value offer pricing that you put together, a base rate that covers pretty much everything that you put into this formula here: profit, overheads, labor. Then based on the size of the result that you help that client get, you may be paid revenue share, or you may be paid commission. Now, this is where some real massive deals can be brokered. I actually brokered my first six-figure deal this year based on this pricing structure, where it's based on value, based on me helping the client get a result. And the cool thing about that is that I had two things as well. There was a base rate, so a minimum amount that I was paid, like a commitment fee, then a commission, and the commission is based on the results that I help the client get. The cool thing about this is that the commission is pretty much exponential, because as the results go up, so does my commission, the amount that I earn. So the point that I want to get to here, guys, is that when you are marketing your business and then you're putting your services and products out there, just be clear on the different types of pricing that you can put forward. Now, when it comes to service-led, if it's just, where it's a kind of physical or a digital product, then the price is the price is the price, and I'm not talking about that. But when it comes to services and you offering your time plus project or value, Just be clear on how you're going to price yourself. Because if you use what I've shown you today, plus this formula, profit, overheads plus labor, this is going to set you up so that you do make a profit, guys, so that you don't lose money. As I said, the whole point of today's Whiteboard Wednesday is to show you guys, business owners, coaches, consultants, how to price yourself without losing money. Now, far too often, I'm working with coaches, consultants, business owners, and they're losing money hand over fist. They're losing money because they're priced too low. They're losing money because they haven't factored in, overheads. They haven't factored in profit into their pricing. And what I'm saying to you guys is now you have a head start. There are 3 different ways. All of these ways work for different people. You just need to make sure that you're making a profit, guys. And I'll keep saying that again because it is the key thing. The definition of a business is a commercial, profitable organization that works without me. So the more that you get to profit, the more that you can build a business that works without you, because you can employ the right people, build the systems, and hey presto, the business works without you. So I hope you found this useful today, guys. 3 key things. I know there's a lot of people out there who, whether you're established already and you've gone through this, maybe it's just giving you a bit of a refresher to think about what is it you're going to charge in terms of your pricing in 2018. So guys, I just want to wrap up. If you need any assistance in your business, whether it's marketing funnels, all of that kind of stuff, you're looking for consistent lead flow, you're looking for 5-figure months and beyond. Maybe you're looking at, delivering or running a 7-figure marketing campaign in 2018. Well, if you are, guys, no matter what size of business, get in touch with us. It's Leon Street from businessownerelevation.com. This has been another episode of Whiteboard Wednesday, and I just want to say thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next Wednesday. Take care.